Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm joining you this morning from the White House, where we heard fairly dovish comments from the Fed. They decided to hold rates at 1.75%, but did hint at a future cut to negate a downward spiral in inflation rate. Unfortunately, the death toll for the coronavirus has risen to 170, as there are now worries that the virus may be worse than the 2003 SARS virus. We also hear that there is an outbreak in India. So if we move to indices, we see that the Asian session continued its downwards trend. We see that the Hang Seng was the largest faller, falling 2.62%, and the Australian and Nikkei 225 also fell. This negative sentiment has carried over into the European session this morning and the US futures. We see that the FTSE is down 0.75%, the S&P 500 is down 0.71%, and the Dow Jones is down 0.61%. If we move to shares, we saw that Tesla posted record sales. They beat profit and revenue forecasts and expect sales to comfortably beat the 500,000 mark. The share price jumped 13% correspondingly. If we move to Facebook, we also see that they posted mixed results, with the share price falling 7%, so investors taking this negatively. They unfortunately posted sales growth of below 30% for the second consecutive quarter, but did beat estimates. However, their main drag was costs, which jumped 34%. If we move to the FX sphere, we see that the pound has continued its decline. It is down 0.22% this morning, falling below the 1.3 level, ahead of the Bank of England decision, which we have at midday today. Markets are split on whether there will be a rate cut, and it will be interesting to see the move from the Bank of England. If we move to the USD Chinese Yuan, we see it has risen, touching the 7 level. We see that it is up 0.35%, with the yuan being depreciated over worries of the virus. We also see that the USD Japan has fallen 0.1%, with uncertainty entering markets. If we move to commodities, we see that gold is back up 0.28%, with uncertainty in markets and indices falling. We see that oil is down, with demand side worries, falling almost 1.5%. If we move to bonds, we see that bonds are down across the board, with markets turning. We see that the UK 2-year and 10-year are down, anticipating a potential cut this afternoon, midday. And we also see that the US 2-year and 10-year are down, with dovish comments from the Fed. We see that the German 2-year and 10-year are also down. Have a good day. Thank you for listening.